Hi, I'm Joseph McCullough. I'm the designer of Oathmark, of Rangers of Shadow Deep, and the game I'm going to talk about right now, which is Frostgrave, which is just about to have its second edition land here in August. If you've never come across Frostgrave before, it's a tabletop war game in which every player takes on the role of a wizard. They have an apprentice, and they have a gang of about 8 knights, thieves, fighters, that sort of thing to support them. And the whole point of the game is that these wizards go into the ruins of a frozen magical city that was wiped out 1,000 years ago in the search for loot. And this is Frostgrave. So each player has a wizard, they have a bunch of spells they can draw on, and there's a lot of back and forth and crazy stuff that goes on during the game. So if you like miniature skirmish games, it might be something worth checking out. So a lot of people are asking me about what this new edition brings to the game. Well, for the most part, it's just a tidying up of the rules. The original rules came out about 5 years ago, and in that time, watching hundreds and thousands of games get played and playing a bunch of games myself, I've just noticed a lot of little places where the rules could be better. So nothing huge has changed, but I think there's enough of these little tinkers and tweaks that it was time to bring them all into the core rules of the game and hopefully create a really better play experience. There's a few new spells. A lot of the spells have been changed slightly so that they're more interesting or more useful, so that of the 80 spells in the game, I really hope now that all 80 will get drawn upon and used during the game, which is going to really increase the variety of games you play and the entertainment value of those games. If you've never played Frostgrave before, now's a great time to get in because, like I said, the second edition is landing, and a lot of people have asked me, what do you need to play? Well, first off, you need the rule book. You can get that from Osprey or North Star Military Figures or anywhere you get your gaming books. Beyond the rule book, you're going to want 10 miniatures. You're going to want your wizard, your apprentice, and your 8 guys. Those can be any miniatures you want. The game has a figure line done jointly by Osprey and North Star, but the game doesn't care what figures you use. It doesn't care what size base you put them on. It doesn't care whether your figures are human or elves or lizardmen or orcs or whatever. So the game has a lot of freedom in kind of creating the band you want. So you got your book, you got your minis. You're going to need a single D20. That's all that's used in the game. You're going to want a paper and pencil to write down a few things. You're going to want to write down your wizard stats and the experience points you gain and the treasure you find during the game. Because that's a big part of Frostgrave is the campaign experience. And your wizard does go up in levels and gains new spells. And obviously you find magic treasure and you can equip your guys with the magic treasure, or you can sell it and you can buy new stuff. So there's a lot of ongoing narrative to the game. One thing that people have asked me probably the most about second edition is it going to invalidate all the books that have been done for first edition? The answer is no. So there are 8 supplements, 7 books, 1 deck of cards that were put out for the first edition. All of that is still usable for the second edition. There are a few minor items that need to be addressed, and those are all addressed in an appendix in the second edition book. So all that stuff you bought for first edition, still valid, with one exception, the spell cards. There have been enough changes to the spells that basically those aren't going to work anymore. But everything else, still good, and all your miniatures, still good. So if you've invested heavily in the game, hopefully this won't set you back. This will give you a chance to refresh, get a new start, and use all that stuff you've used before. So beyond second edition, the game is going forward, and it's going forward strong, and it's going to be fully supported both by me, by Osprey, and by North Star. There is already the first supplement for the game has been written. It's called The Red King, and it's about a huge demonic entity that is attempting to basically take over Frostgrave, but instead of taking it over just through kind of an army showing up, he's attempting to take it over by basically taking his reality and plopping it down on top of the frozen city. So a chance to really do some creative stuff with scenario design and try to push the boundaries of what you can represent on a table about shifting reality and things like that. So hopefully a lot of fun. Like I said, it's not just books. There's a lot of figure support. So coming with the second edition book, we're going to get a new plastic box set called Frostgrave Knights. And that's basically a box set you can use to put together any of your higher level soldiers. So your Knights and your Templars and your Rangers and kind of the heavier armored, better skilled soldiers. And then when we get to the Red King, we got another box set coming, which is plastic demons. So heavily armored plastic demons with a lot of variety of weapons that they can carry to support that supplement and just for general usage. So a lot of good stuff coming from Frostgrave in second edition. Everybody's asking me these days what wizard I'm playing. So in first edition, I like to play an enchanter because I like to sit behind the lines, use my magic to enhance my soldiers, give them magic weapons, give them magic armor, give them an extra bit of strength, and then kind of use my telekinesis to float treasure around and get them closer to me. In second edition, I think I'm going to change. I think I'm going to go with an illusionist. They've got some new spells and some change spells that I think are going to make them a lot of fun. They've got a lot of spells that are designed to kind of mess with their opponent. So like Fool's Gold, which now basically takes treasure out of a guy's hand and moves it over there because he thought he had grabbed the treasure, but it turns out he grabbed the Fool's Gold and the real treasure is over there. And a couple of things like that. So I think the illusionist is going to be a lot of fun in second edition. But all 10 wizard schools that were there in the first edition will be back for the second. And like I said, there's been a lot of tweaks and stuff, but all of them are still following their same core tenets. So if you really enjoyed one in the first edition, I think you're going to find it's just as good or better in the second. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for listening to me, and I hope you check out Frostgrave second edition.